YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with yet another Washington football team video, and in today's video, I just wanted to come on here and ask the question, should we trade for quarterback Derek Carr? So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington football team. And let's get straight into today's video. So, as we all know, Washington is in search for their quarterback, whether it's going to be a veteran, whether it's going to be a rookie. We had multiple people say Washington is interested in this veteran. Washington is going to draft this quarterback in the draft, or should draft this quarterback in the draft. We don't know where we're going to go. I'm pretty sure by the time, free agency goes away, we know what we should be having, whether that's a veteran quarterback or we're going to be getting one in the draft this year. But I just wanted to come on here and ask the question, should we trade for Derek Carr? Because a lot of people were saying we should trade for Sam Darnold, we should assign Matthew Stafford. Well, you know everything we've been talking about since the season, ended. We did come across a report that said that we were somewhat interested in Derek Carr. Now, it's a rumor, and you guys can follow along with me on the screen, but this is from a Washington football team's Instagram account. Lurch of the Junkies said today that one of his sources at the park said that Washington football team is interested in Derek Carr. Now, there is no way you think this rumor is 100% accurate, but I would not be surprised if it's true. Del Rio connection, his age, and stuff like that. Now, as you guys can see, it's just a rumor. It's nothing that's confirmed, but I just wanted to come on here and ask the question to you guys. Do you think we should trade for him? Lurch from the Junkies did say that Washington was somewhat interested in Derek Carr. Now, we don't know this to be 100% true. Why Derek Carr would be a good fit for Washington? Honestly, his age isn't too bad. He's right in the edge of his prime, on the edge of entering his prime, rather. And also, he has the connection with Jack Del Rio. Jack Del Rio was his coach when the Raiders had their best season ever. I think it was in 2016 when we actually beat them that year, but they went on to have one of their best seasons in a very long time, and the head coach of that team was Jack Del Rio, and that's our defensive coordinator. And also, I believe that Derek Carr never had a defense that he would have, and this is for any quarterback that we get, and I say this multiple times every time I make a video about if we should get this quarterback, if we should sign this quarterback, or if we should draft this quarterback. I say this multiple times. Whatever quarterback we're going to get, they're never going to have a defense as they had in Washington. As Derek Carr has been in Oakland, now Las Vegas, I don't think he's had a defense that he had of this caliber. Maybe earlier when Khalil Mack, and maybe that 2016 season, yeah, but I just think that this defense is phenomenal, and that takes the pressure off of Derek Carr. I just think after that 1 year, they just can't get over that hump. They're always in the mix for a playoff spot, but just can never get over that hump. They're that team where they're 7-9, 8-8, 6-10. Hence this year they were in that mix for the AFC wildcard spot, and they lost to the Dolphins, which basically killed their chances. And it was just crazy. Oakland is really good, man. They're on the verge of really becoming something in the AFC. So I really don't think this is gonna happen, but take it for what's it worth. Like I said, Derek Carr's contract is up in 2022, and he is 32 years old when that happens. So he's gonna be right in the middle of his prime. Hence why we want Matthew Stafford so bad, because he's right in the middle of his prime. 31, 32, 33 is literally your prime years, because you have 8, maybe 6 at the minimum years left to play football. And honestly, that's when you're at your best, unless you're just a young sensation like we had in the Patrick Mahomes, the Lamar Jacksons, so on and so forth. I really think that if Washington gets Derek Carr, we're going to have to give up not really a lot, but I think it's going to take a little bit, because he's going to have money left on his contract, and this is their starting quarterback, and it's not like he's been playing bad. Derek Carr has coming off one of his best seasons this year, so we're going to have to give up not really a lot, but more than what we think we should have gave up for Derek Carr if this was maybe last year or 2 years ago when he was kind of in his slump. So honestly, Derek Carr would be a good fit here. I think he can run this offense how it's supposed to be, because he can extend plays, you know what I'm saying? He has the arm strength. I think Derek Carr can come over here to the NFC and have a fresh start where the competition is really good, but compared to the AFC, I don't think it's up there, not one bit. They have the Chiefs, the Bills, obviously the Ravens, and then the Chargers in their division is getting well too. The Broncos, not so much, and the Chiefs, obviously the best team in football, if not one of the best. So I think he can get a change of scenery. It'll really be good for him, but at the same time, I don't think this is going to be happening. I think it's just a rumor. I think it's just something to get the brain going, and another quarterback option that we can possibly trade for. But I just think him and John Gruden have a great connection. They are building something there in Las Vegas. Almost said Oakland again, but they're building something there in Las Vegas, and they're really going to be good in the next couple years. They got young studs like Darren Waller, Henry Ruggs, Josh Jacobs. They're building something good. I don't know if they're bringing Nelson Aguilar back or not, but he's really turning into something after he left Philly. So I take it for what it's worth. That's what I can say to you guys. But I just want to come on here and just talk about Derek Carr, because honestly, he's not my #1 choice. But if we somehow did trade for him, so somehow, I would not mind it. But like I said, I don't think it's going to happen. They're too far along in their friendship and their coaching ship, and that's John Gruden and Derek Carr, and they're really going to be good, like I keep saying. So I wanted to enter him in that conversation of trade talks, because we're talking about Matthew Stafford that we're going to trade for. Is going to be a lot, maybe a first-round pick, and obviously Deshaun Watson, multiple first-round picks, and why not throw Derek Carr in there? I don't think we're going to have to give up a first-round pick, but we're going to have to give up maybe 2 seconds and a third and a player, maybe something around there. But I think the perfect scenario will probably be 2 seconds maybe, and maybe a player. Derek Carr's stats for the 2020 season was 4,103 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions with a 107 QB pass rating. That is really good, and that is one of his best seasons outside of his 2016 season. Like I said, a lot of people are talking about trading for Deshaun Watson, Matthew Stafford, Sam Darnold, etc., etc., and we're all going to have to give up a lot for those quarterbacks. Not saying we're not going to be able to give up quite a bit for Derek Carr, but I just think it's going to be on the cheaper side as far as giving up draft picks, players, whatever they want from us. I just think it's going to be nowhere near what we would have to give up for Deshaun Watson or Matthew Stafford, because obviously they're really good and they're elite. And I'm not saying Derek Carr isn't, but I just don't think he's worth the first round. I don't even think Matthew Stafford is worth the first round, but we're still have to give up that because that's what Detroit's going to want. So I think Derek Carr is going to be smart to go for if we do in fact want to trade for him. With that being said, I just want to come on here and talk to you guys about this rumor. Let me know what you guys think about it down below. Should we trade for Derek Carr? And as always, me, your boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe, help to watch the football team, and don't forget to enter your questions in the email down below if you guys want to be on Watch the Football Team weekly questions where I answer you guys' questions. Send it to the email down below in the description at juangottiwft@gmail.com. And if you guys didn't understand me, it's juangottiwft@gmail.com, and the email is in the link down below in the description. So as always, it's me, your boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe, help to watch the football team. I'm out. Peace.